Let's start today in a comfortable cross-legged position. It might be helpful to pull the flesh of your buttocks back behind your sit bones, or even to elevate yourself on a blanket or cushion. And let's take a nice deep breath in and pull the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale out of the mouth and just let them drop. And then feel the reverberations of that release trickling down the body, sinking you into the ground. Bring your attention to your belly. Allow it to fall open and drop down. Notice the muscles in your face softening. And then feel your breath. Allow it to fill into the belly and expand it out wide. Feel the belly gently drawing back in as you exhale. And then breathing from the belly into the ribs. And then belly, ribs, chest. Filling the lungs from bottom to top. Emptying from top to bottom. Body expanding on the inhale. And relaxing on the exhale. Now we're going to keep the breath flowing deep and slow, but we're going to do a special type of breathing to begin class today that's especially good for relieving stress. We're going to inhale through the nose, same as always, and then we're going to exhale through a little circle in the mouth. And then inhale through the mouth. And exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the circle of the mouth. Inhale mouth. Exhale nose. Continuing like that at your own pace. So if you're just joining us, welcome. We're doing a pranayama today that's new to you. But I think you'll be able to catch on pretty easily. We're going to inhale through the nose and then make a little opening, a little circle at the mouth, and exhale out of the mouth. And then inhale through the mouth, exhale out the nose, inhale through the nose, exhale the mouth, just like that. Oh, it's Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Welcome back. Good to see you. Okay. And then you can close your mouth again and resume breathing through the nose. And we'll wrap the hands around the shin or shins. And with the rhythm of the breath, begin to move the spine, bringing the shoulders back, the chest out, and the eyes up on the inhale. And then rounding and leaning away from the hands, tucking the chin on the exhale, belly to spine. And then just continuing. If you want to be a little more deliberate about the movement, you can start the movement at the base of the spine and feel like every vertebra is curving as you inhale up and then as you exhale back. You don't have to, it just might give you a little bit more mindfulness to pay that much attention. Beautiful. And back to neutral. And then we're going to bring the arms up in the air and interlace all the fingers except the index fingers, taking Steeple Mudra. I'm going to stretch nice and tall. And then we're going to do a more rapid breath as we inhale to the left and turn and exhale to the right. And the key is to keep stretching up tall through the spine, using those fingers reaching up. Inhale, center, hold the breath. Pull up from the base of the spine, pull up from the floor of the belly, pull the navel in and up, holding the breath. When you need to exhale, keep the arms overhead and just imagine that you're exhaling up through the arms, out the fingertips. And then after you've exhaled, inhale again, all the way up the spine. Holding the breath, applying the root lock, pulling in and up from the base of the spine, pulling in and up from the navel, pressing the tongue to the roof of your mouth, rolling the eyes up, holding as long as you can, and holding the arms up when you need to exhale, visualizing it moving up through the arms, out the fingers. And then one more time. Pulling up from the base, pulling up from the navel, pulling the chin in and up, pressing the tongue up, rolling the eyes up, holding as long as you can, feeling all the breath that you're holding being pushed up toward the crown of your head. And then when you can't hold it any longer, release and let the arms come down. And just feel your breath gradually returning to normal. If you like, you can roll your shoulders a few times back and down. Beautiful. And then we'll come over onto hands and knees. So I'm going to give you a couple of options. The first option will be to have the hands in front of the shoulders, and you can exhale into downward dog. Inhale, flip over to the tops of your feet. Bring your shoulders back and your chest forward into upward dog, and then go back and forth like that. Second option is exhale into downward dog, inhale into plank, exhale into chaturanga, hovering over the floor, inhale into upward dog, exhaling into downward dog. And the third option is just to have your hands under the shoulders and do a cat and cow. And you can also switch all the options up, like if you want to do a cow for your inhale and then a downward dog for your exhale, that's fine. If you want to do a cow for your inhale and an extended child's pose for your exhale, that's fine. Do whatever your energy levels dictate. Sometimes when the energy is low, kind of getting the heart pumping by doing the more strenuous activity is actually the better option. But you might be able to feel into your body and know, no, today is a day that I need to rest. I'm going to do the gentler versions. Just trust yourself to decide. Coordinating the movement with the breath. Yeah. And then if you're not on your knees, come to your knees. And let's cross the left arm under the right arm over the left. Reach the hands out as far away from you as you can. And then let the chest drop down onto the arms. You can let the head relax down on the floor if it reaches. Don't worry if it doesn't. And then just breathe into the stretch. Feel the breath, making a little more space, challenging the tight parts. And then come back up. Good. Then we're going to take the right leg back behind, parallel to the ground. Good. And then we're going to bend the elbows and lower the forehead to the floor and straighten. If that's not going to work for you today, you can just stay in a balancing pose with the left arm extended and the right leg extended. Let's do a few of these. Keep breathing. Fuel yourself with that life force. 2 more. Good. And then cross the right leg behind the left leg. Have weight in your right hand. Sorry, in your left. Yeah, in your right hand. And then lift the left arm up. Squeeze the inner thighs together for stability. Maybe take your gaze up to your left hand and imagine that you're breathing up to the fingertips. The stronger you are in your legs, the easier it'll be to sustain the posture. And release the left hand down. Bring the right knee back, coming into a table posture. And then send the left leg back. And again, if you're feeling like you want a more restful practice today, you can bring the right arm forward or even just leave it down, or join me and start to lower the forehead and lift. Stay with your breath. 2 more. Beautiful. And then bring that left leg behind you, crossing over the right leg. Have weight come into your left hand. Hi, Teresa. And then reach up with the right hand. Turning at the waist, letting your left ribs roll under you, letting your gaze come up to your fingers. Stay connected to your breathing. Breathing is not only going to give you energy, it's going to stabilize your posture. Beautiful. Bring the hand down, bring the knee back, and then take the right arm under the left arm over the right. Walk the hands out as far away from each other as they'll go. Let the head rest on the floor if it can. Let the chest release down onto the arms. And then feel the stretch that's created by this shape, and then breathe into it. Feel the expansion and relaxation.
Use ASD Orthopedics.
Sorry about that. I've been waiting for 2 days to hear from my orthopedist about my foot, and they decide to call now. Okay, and then we'll come up, rest the hands under the shoulders again, and walk the hands forward, dropping the chest once again, perhaps resting on the forehead or the chin or the cheek. Try to keep your arms straight so that you stretch deeply in the shoulders. If you're on one cheek, turn to the other one. Sink the back ribs down. Every exhale, drop. Good. Lift your head. Bring your hips forward and down, coming into a cobra. Hands under your shoulders. Roll the shoulders back and in toward each other. Bring the chest forward. So in cobra, Your pubic bone is on the ground. If you'd rather do an upward dog, you're welcome to take your hips off the ground and have the knees off the ground as well. Just so long as your heart is coming forward, your shoulders are coming back, and your breath is lifting up and spreading your collarbones wide. And yeah, you can also do the Sphinx pose like you're doing, Kelly. That's great. And Teresa, I can't see it, but it looks like you are as well. Yeah, super. I love it when people make the practice their own. That's the real practice, not listening to me. What do I know? And keep bringing the back ribs forward, bringing the breath up. Nice. And then if your knees aren't on the ground, bring them on the ground. Bring your hands in front of you. If you were on elbows, come off the elbows, curl the toes and lift the knees. We'll press back into downward facing dog, spreading wide through the fingers. Press forward through the hands, back through the thighs, down through the heels, and then sink the chest, drop the head. Let the elbows roll down toward the floor, rolling the shoulders wider. And then resume that same breath that we started with. Belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling, chest, ribs, belly, feeling the belly lift as you exhale. And then on an inhale, lift the right leg up, look forward. Exhale, step the foot up between the hands. Keep the back heel off the ground. Lift yourself up. We're going to take Venus lock, interlocking the thumbs, taking them overhead, and then pulling the hands apart. Press back through your left heel, but forward through your left hip and under with your tailbone. How does pulling the hands apart affect your breath? How does your breathing affect your mind? Beautiful. And then we'll release the arms down. Step the back foot just a little bit forward. Spread the front toes. Take your gaze to the floor, finding one spot in front of you. Bend deeply into your front knee as you lay your belly down toward your front thigh. And then lift your back leg and straighten your front leg. If you feel like you're balanced and you want to take the arms out to the side instead, you can do that. If you want to challenge yourself more and bring the arms in front, feel free. Just try to keep your torso and your leg parallel to the ground. Bend the front knee, bring your back foot down all the way at the back of your mat. Have the foot on an angle and bring the right elbow onto the right thigh, index finger to thumb. Reach across with your left arm. Roll your gaze up. Press back into your left foot and extend out long through your left arm as though the breath is dragging from the ground up into your foot, through your leg, through your body, out into your fingertips. And then release both hands down on either side of that front foot. Step back into a plank. You can hold here. You can bring your knees down if you need to modify. If your knees are down, still try to be in a plank so that there's a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Then you're still in plank. If you want to work a little bit harder, instead of staying in plank, you can do some of our yoga push-ups, keeping the elbows by the side, lowering down, straightening, lowering down, straightening, etc. Good. And then we'll come into cobra or upward dog. Curl the toes, come into downward dog. Spreading fingers, pressing forward, pulling back through the legs, dropping the chest and head. Let this be your restful pose here. Just really taking the time to be relatively still, but also to feel the movement of the breath within the stillness. On your next inhale, lift the left leg looking forward. Exhale, step the foot up between the hands, keeping the back heel off the ground. Lift yourself up. And then however you're inclined to interlock your thumbs, do it the other way. And then lift the arms. Bend deeply into that front knee. Nice. Press that right thigh back, pushing back through the heel, and then pull the hands apart. Aim the tailbone forward. And release the arms down. Step the back foot a little bit forward. Bring your gaze to the ground. So the gaze might start a place that feels more logical, which is several feet in front of you. And then once we start to move into our warrior three, the gaze will come toward you so that you can look down at the ground. So start by folding over your leg and then seeing where the eyes want to land. Kick off your back foot, lift the leg, straighten your left leg. Track your breathing. And again, the arms can come wider, that's a little harder, or forward, that's harder still. And then bring the back foot down to the back of your mat, heel on the ground. Let the arm rest on the leg, index finger to thumb. And then really roll your ribs under. So bringing those left ribs under you. So your belly is facing right. Right arm comes overhead. Push back into the foot and out through the fingers. See if you can straighten that right arm and get lots of length from the outer edge of the foot to the tips of the fingers. So it doesn't matter if the arm is more overhead or higher up. Straight is probably a better option than lower, if that means bending. And your gaze is up and your breath is long, streaming through the right side of your body. And then bring the hands to the ground. Step the back foot forward. Bend into the knees. And keep the knees bent and lift the arms up. Coming into an awkward pose. Pull the shoulders down the back. And then see how far forward you can bring your knees without lifting your heels, stretching deeply into the calves. Heels press down, knees lean forward. Shoulder blades down the back. Heart lifting, breath breathing deep. Beautiful. Stand up. Release the arms down. Just be here for a moment. Maybe closing the eyes. Maybe turning the palms forward to open the heart a little more. Maybe slowing down the breath again. Beautiful. Step the legs wide apart. You're welcome to turn sideways to stay on your mat or face forward as you wish. And then have the heels as wide as the baby toes so that the outer edges of the feet are parallel to each other. And perhaps to the edges of your mat if you're still on it. Okay. Then we're going to inhale and bring the arms up. Exhale and fold over the right leg. Letting your hands relax down, letting your head relax down. Drawing your belly in. Breathing long and slow. If your hands come to the ground and you want to walk your left fingers out further and pull against that reach with your left hip drawing back, feel free. Or just make it passive and just hang. Try to keep your legs straight. Smooth, long breath. And then lift up, reaching the arms up, coming center. And then exhale over the left leg. Letting the arms hang. Or if they touch and you want to reach out with the right arm, feel free and then pull back away from that with the right hip. See if your head can let go even more. See if your belly can scoop up even more. See if your breath can deepen even more. Where does the deepening breath land in your body? And then on an inhale, lift up, reach arms up. Exhale, clasp the hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers, noticing which thumb is on the outside. And placing the hands on your back, pull the hands apart to squeeze the elbows toward each other. And then keeping the elbows pressed in, straighten the arms out. And then breathing into the chest, exhale and fold all the way over, lifting the arms, dropping the head. Long, slow breathing. Nothing matters but the breath. I take that back. The mind matters too. You don't want to be off in some negative headspace. That's not helpful. But generally, if you're breathing and you're conscious of breathing and you're breathing deep and slow, that takes care of the mind. And then when the mind is pure, the body is taken care of, and vice versa. And release the hands down to the ground. Bring the knees down. And come to stand on your knees. So I'm going to make a suggestion, and you are free, of course, to modify it. I'll give you some modifications, but make your own if that will work better. So we're going to move back and forth between a camel and kind of like a yoga mudra. I don't really know what it would be called. If that's not going to work for you, if you need to move slowly and gently today, you're welcome to stay in camel, or you're welcome to do something else. So for camel, you can modify with the hands on the hips, or you can bring your hands to your heels. The toes curling under always makes that a little bit easier. And then we're going to go back and forth. And we're going to inhale into the camel, and then exhale and bring the head to the ground. And then inhale up and exhale down. Take the time necessary to fully come into the camel, including dropping your head back if that's something you're able to do. We'll do just 2 more, if you can. Next time you come in camel, hold, take a deep breath in, and exhale, release, and come into child's pose. Good job. And if your head doesn't reach the ground in child's pose, please stack your hands or your fists under your forehead for support. You really want to allow the head to rest, especially after the work we just did with it. And then see if the shoulders can relax over the thighs. And then see if the whole body can relax down toward the ground. Beautiful. Bring your hands under your shoulders and lift back up onto hands and knees. We'll slide the right knee forward. Keeping the left leg back. And then you can bring that foot as far forward as you want to help deepen the stretch if that's within your comfort zone. We'll come up onto the fingertips. Keep the hips pressing down. Roll the chest up. Roll the shoulders back. Send the eyes up. So we don't want to be resting down on that right hip. We want the both hips, no matter how high they are, it doesn't matter if they're 10 feet off the ground. We want the hips to both be level. Right hip as much off the ground as the left hip. Beautiful. Then we'll come into our sleeping version. Fold over. And again, if the forehead doesn't touch the ground, support it with hands or fists. See if you can relax and breathe and rest and deepen. And then press yourself up. Bend your back leg. Reach your left hand for your left foot and pull the heel in toward the buttock. Perhaps the foot comes inside the bend of the elbow. Perhaps the right arm comes up and back and clasps that left hand. And then you want to let the right buttock come down. Bring that left leg all the way around, coming into a deer pose. And if your two sit bones don't both touch the ground, sometimes mine don't want to, then just straighten your right leg so that you can ground yourself evenly through both sides. It's essential in a twist to have the foundation be level, really in every pose. And then we'll bring the hands around that left knee and guide it toward the right shoulder. And then as you pull in toward you with your hands, use that to lift tall through your spine. And then reach up through the left arm, stretch the spine tall, stay tall, and turn to the left. Bring the hand down to the ground, nice and close, so that it's keeping you upright. You can keep your hand on your knee or cross the elbow over the thigh. If you do that, bring the index finger to the thumb. And if you can, place that toward your heart center. And then press down with your left hand and get taller through your spine. And as you exhale, roll the belly to the left. Inhale, tall. Exhale, roll the ribs and chest. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown. Exhale, reach your eyes around back. And then just stay with the internal process of breathing and lengthening, exhaling and relaxing into the twist. Use an inhale to come back around. Stay connected to the rhythm of your breathing, bringing the leg back, coming back to hands and knees. And then sliding that left knee up, the right leg back, and the foot is to the inside of the leg. And again, you're welcome to bring it forward and come up onto the fingertips. So one of the reasons why we come onto the fingertips is that it makes it easier to then roll the shoulders back. So you want to try to avoid doing this. You know, we've all seen how a pigeon looks with its chest kind of rounded forward like that. That's what we're aiming for. Nice. And then you can use the breath to help that as well. You can feel how the heart expands as you breathe into it. And then the sleeping pigeon laying down over, resting the forehead on the ground or hands or fists. And again, here the hips are level, so you're not in your left buttock. Your pelvis is facing the ground, not sideways. And then lift yourself up. Bring weight into your left hand. Bend your right knee and reach your right hand back for your right foot as you pull that heel toward the buttocks. The more intense the stretch is, the more you need to breathe deep and slow and focus on the breath to stay calm and non-reactive to the intensity. And then come down onto your right buttock. Swing your left buttock. Swing your right leg all the way over. And see if that right sit bone doesn't come to the ground quite as fully. You might want to straighten your left leg. And then we'll pull the right knee toward the left shoulder. And then as you do that, lift up through the spine nice and tall. Inhale, reach the right arm up, lifting even taller. Exhale, without shrinking or leaning, simply rotate to the right and lower the hand down. And pressing into the right hand, lift taller again. And then exhale, roll the belly to the right. Inhale, tall. Exhale, roll the ribs and chest. And then inhale, tall. And reach the eyes back over your head. Feeling each breath growing you taller and relaxing you so that you can turn. And then on an inhale, come back to center. Reach the arms up, straighten the legs, and exhale, slowly lower down onto your back. If it becomes too hard and you want to lower your hands, if you need to bring your hands behind your head, that's also fine. Just keep breathing and trying to maintain control as you lower. Once you come all the way down, relax your arms, bend your knees, lift your hips, tuck your tailbone, straighten your legs and shake them out. If you're using an eye pillow, you can place that on your eyes. Bring the arms out to the side. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, sinking the weight of your body into the ground. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the jaw down, letting the lips slightly part, the face relax. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth, releasing the mental activity, bringing your mind fully into contact with your breath, and releasing your breath, allowing it to just flow however it will, and just staying present, curious, mindful of the breath. And at some point, the mind will probably wander. And as soon as it does, and you notice it, great. Noticing it means your mindfulness is intact. Just bring yourself back to your breath. Deeply relaxed. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go. Breathe into your heart. Move fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest. Rocking gently side to side. Massaging your back with the ground. And then come center, bringing the feet together, the hands together, rub hand to hand and foot to foot, waking up the body again. And then roll onto your side, resting your head on your underside arm, resting the body on the ground, resting the mind. Taking in all the sensations, taking in the energy you've created, taking in the goodness of your practice. And then when you're ready, you can slowly come up to sitting any way that you're comfortable. Sinking down through the buttocks, lifting tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. Namaste.